Lord, get choose where they shall in Nigeria. It shall vice the president. Makanaida the president. It can mean people baby. It shall vice the president. It shall all you well. Get it shall atone Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria no well if trouble. Wrong. Nigeria no well if trouble. If trouble to freedom. Release my people. I need Biafra. Biafra Gabialele. Biafra Gabialele. Biafra Gabialele. Biafra Gabialele. Church and I move. With my church and I'm up with that all should be the one. Biafra Gabialele. Biafra Gabialele. Aboko Balosunide. Ewelo Nanibu. Jebano na prison, solid. Jebano na prison. Jeno kono na wono na dekaro weba kaka. Wono na dekaro kedi focholo. Kenya ya na Nigeria. Koko si agitation. Nnamdi Kanu si no worry here trouble. Otofua ni wo Nnamdi Kanu. Tubeni afa. Salusi weguogu. The king in our Salusi. Africa no Flonido. Chulu the Anna landing here with Diego. Ndibonine, Onya Lego, Olendigo. And Nnamdi Kanu. Tulego. Tubenu Nnamdi Kanu afa. Oku Talibu Banolano. Oku Tuwe Cheche Fudu. Madama Buhu Nnamdi Kanu. Makanaka Chukwu. Nnamdi Kanu. Well, no get choose waiting shall in Nigeria. It shall vice president. Makanaida the president. It a me people. It shall vice president. It shall all you well. Get it shall atone. Nnamdi Kanu. Nigeria no well if trouble. Drunk. Nigeria no well if trouble. If trouble to freedom. Release my people. I need Biafra. Biafra gabialele. Biafra gabialele. Biafra gabialele. Biafra gabialele. Unekwelo. Church and I'm moving. With my church and I'm up with a oh, should be the one. Biafra gabialele. Biafra gabialele. Aboko panosunine. Ewelo nani. Jebano na prison, solid. Jebano na prison. Jeno kono na wono na dekaro leba kaka. Juono na dekano kedi focholo. Kenya ya na Nigeria. Koko si agitation. See no one is here, Chalo. Oh, don't run in one and the Kalo. To many Alpha. Oh, good. Amy. Salusi Webu. The king in our son, Salusi. To us, impossible. We are the battle ass. Every country, every nation have warriors that are speaking for them. I am a man of God as a David of our people. And we are Biafrans. And we can never forget our forefathers did not fight the wrong battles. They are fighting for our rights, which our rights have never been given to us till today in Nigerian government. Stop that swallish. Stop it. I want you that celebrating what happened to our brothers. Nnamdi Kanu, the only good man in Igbo land, only good man that love you, a true love, is only Nnamdi Kanu. The only true man that love this country, that want everybody to be free. He want Hausa to be free. He want Yoruba to be free. He want Igbo to be free. Everybody go to your country and develop your own nation. If you want to kill your brother, then you can kill them. Don't come and use one Nigeria and killing other people. And one personal people, one particular people are eating your resources in the name of Nigeria. That is why they refuse for the separation of Nigeria. Because one families are benefiting one Nigeria, not all the Nigerians. So whatever they do to Nnamdi Kanu is a personal interest of a one person that enjoying the resources of Nigeria. That is what happened. A man that rejected money, no Igbo man, as far as I know, can do that country. All the Igbo people were sent to represent us. All of them had took bribes. But this young man, Nnamdi Kanu, is an opportunity to take his own bribe and go back home like other people. And they asked him, which is have you open up? If anybody will come out and say what he said, he have opened up and tell you, they asked me to be a vice president. I say no. They asked me, do you need oil well? I say no. That is why a lot of Igbo people don't want to. Because they want him to submit it to bribe. And the young man said, bribe for what? I am talking about freedom of everybody. I just tell you this. China is free today. Look at what they have been doing for their own children and celebrating their freedom with a lot of development and a lot of things they have achieved since they have separated from colonization or colonization. Tell me one good thing that government of Nigeria have done for this country. Do you have 24 hours right? Do you have a good road? Do you have a job? Do you have any security? Nothing. And nothing can be done. Nothing will happen. Nothing can change. The only thing that can change is to divide this country. And everybody will go to their own places. Hausa, go to your people. Yoruba, go to your people. Igbo people, go to your people. And they know if Nnamdi Kanu is released, fake election will not be happening here. Bad government will not continue here. Yes. So don't begin to celebrate evil that was done to you. Only man, the only good man that love you outside Igbo Yoruba is Nnamdi Kanu. They want everybody to enjoy their own resources. Your resources are enjoyed by one particular family that call themselves governor, call themselves senator, call themselves president. They are the one enjoying the money and the resources that belong to all Nigeria. People you vote in to represent you as a governor, as a senator, now want you to begin to praise them. Are you doing all the project with your money? As a president, as a governor, you are doing it with our resources. You did not work for it. Tell me one thing since Nigeria have independence. Tell me one thing that the government of Nigeria, every government that tell me one thing that they have done for Nigeria. No 24 hours right, no security, no good road, no job for all the citizens of Nigeria. Every citizen of Nigeria, every month, the government must pay you. It is your right. You see people that handed your resources to manage for you and now bugging to you to be calling the president. It's impossible. These are businessmen and disappointed men. Don't ever dare to speak against Nnamdi Kanu. If you have already, if he decided to sell you, he will sell you very well. and living fine now. But what? Nobody in Igbo land have done it. Nobody in this country, both in Yoruba land, both in Hausa land, have done the kind. Nobody can try it. When anybody agitates, they will set money to you and you will surrender. And the Almighty God will still save him. The Almighty God will still save him. I remember in the time of Moses, the Lord fight for Moses. They have already concluded the destruction of Moses, but the heaven did not keep quiet. He said, the door I, the Lord, did not close. Nobody can close it. When I go to say yes, nobody can say no. The Lord is not yet stopped talking. Onye nwa ka no chairs here. Opinigwe ka no chairs here. Anampampa yapa. Onopota ka ngari ku oku kan ko kita ka oku bido. I am a warrior in the Nigeria. I'm a warrior in the Biafran land. I'm a warrior. If we die, we die. We have died many years ago. Look at how bandits are negotiating. Look at how weaker leaders are negotiating with people you must arrest and put them behind the bars. And you are negotiating with them. Where you see them killing Christians in broad daylight. I pray for you. Guide yourself physically and spiritually for this country. Amen.
I'll be speaking for the Southeast and, all the people who have been hopeful that this judgment would kind of be a relief whereby Nnamdi Kanu will be released. So the feeling generally is that of disappointment and disillusionment. And it cuts across all the socioeconomic status in the Southeast. Both the political leaders, thought leaders, elites, the academia, the average citizen in the Southeast, the Igbo, you can feel their, their sense, that sense of disappointment. You can see that graveyard silence. You know that Igbos generally are not known to be violent people. We are more business inclined. The Igbo land has the highest number of entrepreneurs. So we are not violent people. And since that verdict was handed down to Nnamdi Kanu on Friday, they've been waiting to see the next step. The Igbo man does not believe that Nnamdi Kanu is a terrorist. In fact, as a matter of fact, they view Nnamdi Kanu as an agitator, a freedom fighter. They see his ideologies as that of someone who is a catalyst for change, who is fighting for the marginalization of Ndi Igbo within the political space of Nigeria. So everyone was hopeful, even though we are still keeping the hope alive, believing that his matter will be resolved politically instead of this punitive measure, which has not really helped the matter. As a matter of fact, the judgment has increased the followership of Nnamdi Kanu. A lot of Southeasterners who were before now were kind of indifferent to the matter. There's an awareness now that, look, what this man is calling for, his ideologies, they are within his rights. Calling for self-determination. It's not terrorism. We do not see Nnamdi Kanu as a terrorist. The elites, the political leaders in the Southeast have been speaking, they have been putting out statements. And we are glad that he has drawn enough attention to himself and to his plight, that everybody now is coming together to stand united and speak with one voice that, look, we should rally around him and believe in his cause. So the general feeling is that of disappointment. We were all hopeful that Nnamdi Kanu will be released. And like the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Benjamin Kanu, the way he appealed to Igbos in his statement, I read it, and he called for calm. We have seen Bianco Ojukwu calling for calm too. We have seen the governor of Abia State, Dr. Alex Oti, asking everybody to calm down, that the Southeast governors would try their possible best to ensure that a political solution is applied to Nnamdi Kanu's case. So everybody believes that, everybody in the Southeast especially, believes that this is selective justice, that he has not committed any crime, and that calling for self-determination cannot be interpreted to be a terrorist act.
Now, the whole issue about Nnamdi Kanu's matter beggars a lot of questions and defeats a lot of logic, because a lot of people, even Nnamdi Kanu himself had continued to say it, even rambunctiously in court, that they should show him the law with which he's being tried. Because by the time many people didn't understand, because all the people who were not privy to the charges and people who were not privy to the goings on in court were at a loss as to why would a man be charged for an offense that is not known to law in a criminal trial. Because a Nigerian statute book says that one cannot be tried for a law of an offense not codified and known to law.
Yeah.
And then
under the principle of fair
hearing,
sections 35 and 36.
Absolutely. And there is nothing like retrogressive action in law when it comes to criminal action. Yeah. We are not a military regime.
What eventually happened in the Court of Justice of Motorshow, could it have been avoided if the matter was handled differently?
Well, I do not know why he debriefed those lawyers. I also do not know why he decided to defend himself. But what is those are now in the realm of history or in the realm of the past. What now bothers many Nigerians was what happened on November 20th, the day he was sentenced, and the day he was convicted and eventually sentenced. And the whole issue surrounding the trial, the whole issue surrounding the conviction and the sentencing, the attitude of the court itself, whether the court followed the law or whether the court followed personal opinion of the jurists, or whether the court, in some people's opinion, acted on a script to ensure that Nnamdi Kanu is taken off the streets, in a manner of speaking. Whether Nnamdi Kanu defended himself or not, what to many people is more critical and more important is the attitude of the judge and the justice of the matter. Don't forget that in criminal adjudication, one can only be convicted when there is preponderance of evidence, one, two, and when the prosecution is able to prove the case beyond all reasonable doubt. We are not saying all iota of doubt, but at least all reasonable doubt. And that justice must not only be done, but to be seen, manifestly be seen as having been done. The generality of the public of Nigeria and even the international community do not believe that justice was done in Nnamdi Kanu's case. Don't forget that the issue of treason is a political decision by the state, because treason is an offense against the state. It has been brought to become an offense against humanity. And that is why there is an international convention against treason. And it was to be able to bring it to the level of, to align Nigeria's act with that of the rest of the world, following the UN Convention that brought to the repeal of Nigeria's 2011-2012 Terrorism Prevention Act and reenacted in 2022 with implementation in 2023 of Terrorism Prevention and Prohibition Act. Now, the whole issue about Nnamdi Kanu's matter beggars a lot of questions and defeats a lot of logic, because a lot of people, even Nnamdi Kanu himself had continued to say it, even rambunctiously in court, that they should show him the law with which he's being tried. Because by the time many people didn't understand, because all the people who were not privy to the charges and people who were not privy to the goings on in court were at a loss as to why would a man be charged for an offense that is not known to law in a criminal trial. Because a Nigerian statute book says that one cannot be tried for a law of an offense not codified and known to law.
Yeah.
And then
under the principle of fair
hearing,
sections 35 and 36.
Absolutely. And there is nothing like retrogressive action in law when it comes to criminal action. Yeah. We are not a military regime. Now...
No, but Nnamdi Kanu was charged under the old law.
Under the old law?
Terrorism.
He was charged under the 2020...
No, not under 2022. Under the older law of
2011. 2013, yeah. Not 2022, 2013. That was
That
repealed.
was the old law.
Oh, the old law that was repealed in 2022.
Yeah, but so, the new law will not take effect. That's why Chief Awomolo SAN is saying that the punishment is death penalty. He was quoting the old law, and that the accused person was charged under the old law. The accused
person was charged under the old law. Don't forget that that charge under the old law got extinguished in October 2022. When
but the law, you yourself just said it, cannot have retroactive effect.
We cannot have retroactive effect.
Those are issues they will resolve
at
the level of appeal.
No. There is one major issue that is even on the open. Okay. Because in the first instance, don't forget that Nnamdi Kanu had earlier been acquitted by the Federal High Court before federal government went to Court of Appeal. And every moment an accused is acquitted, discharged and acquitted, he goes home from the court. He can only go back to the prison or to wherever he was detained to collect his personal items. If he doesn't want, he can abandon them there. If he doesn't want, he can go from there to his house. If he doesn't want, because at the end of the day, the federal government refused to release him. So at that point of that discharge and acquittal in October of 2022, the court became functus officio. So you can no longer hold on that old law. But by the time you saw the judgment from the Constitutional Court, it was referring to the 2013 charge. So that became a very, very strong issue against that judgment and against the entire procedure. There are so many other issues which time may not allow us to explain.
These are issues that can be worked out when the matter goes to the Court of Appeal. Aloy Ejimako has already said they will go on appeal. Yes, and that by Monday, tomorrow, they are going to file.
He has a whole 90 days. We think we to do so.
However,
so he can do that at any time. The thing to note is
that Justice Omotosho even said, he was tampering justice with mercy. He was not applying the full teeth of the law. However, what do you think is the way forward? And don't you think that the matter was even complicated by the conduct of the accused person who discharged his own counsel? I mentioned the very senior lawyers who know the territory. Now, in this same case, what's his name now? Ozekome, SAN, was involved. Kanu Agabi, SAN. Paul Erokoro, SAN. Ikpeazu, SAN. These are people who know the law, the in and out of it, who could have provided a different kind of pathway and who could have handled the matter. But we had the accused person abusing the presiding judge, and you said, the presiding judge is a problem. What do you expect his lordship to have done in a situation whereby the accused person took over the proceedings of the court and questioned his integrity, question is, so what the judge did eventually in the 144-page judgment that I have seen is that he just applied the law. Simply.
Dr. Albert, you may say so, the judge may claim so, but the judge committed what majority of the people describe as a travesty of justice, and I tell you why.
No,
Which, I mean, look,
don't quote mob opinion. You are a lawyer.
It's not a mob opinion because there are the facts are there. The judge jumped into the arena. The judge even usurped the office of the executive.
How?
I'll tell you why. It does not lie in the purview of the court to decide where a convict will be kept. The very moment you decide, you give it your judgment, you become functus officio. It is the duty of the executive to determine.
Which means that the matter has ended.
Yeah, the matter has ended.
Yeah, so,
it's the duty of the for the judge to say.
What functus officio
yes, for the judge to say he has to be kept in a certain form of confinement. He's jumping into the arena. He's overreaching his office.
Was it the judge that said he must be taken to Sokoto?
The judge said so, and possibly for them to have taken him to Sokoto, they may be obeying again the order of the court, which of course is an illegal order because he has become functus officio.
No, it is not the duty. Sokoto prison.
It is not the duty
in that judgment.
It is not the duty of.
No, is it stated in the judgment?
No, Dr. Albert, it's not the duty of the judge to say where he will be kept.
No, is it in the judgment?
No, it's not in the judgment.
Have you read it?
No, but he said so in the judgment that he
said it should be taken to Sokoto.
He didn't say Sokoto. He said in a special confinement. He said so. So, and people were asking, would he be taken to Robben Island in South Africa or Guantanamo Bay in Rhode Island in America, since they wanted him to be completely out of circulation? The judge, in his wisdom, may be thinking that keeping him in an environment where people can have access to him, that people will be coming to visit him, and of course people will be going to visit him. And now the government are now throwing him to Sokoto. What is the basis for throwing him to Sokoto? That is one. But leave that for the executive to answer. But you can query the judge for making such statement because it does not lie in his purview. Again, the injustice done against Nnamdi Kanu
was that part of the ratio or part of?
It was part of the angst you mentioned. That he insulted the judge.
No, I didn't say.
No, he said that he insulted the judge in the open court, the presiding judge, and I now ask if anybody misconducts himself in the court, is it not contempt?
No, but
contempt in the face of the court.
No, but that judgment.
So it cannot come in any way close to issue of terrorism. If the judge felt he was insulted,
whatever the judge may have said, obita.
The same way
immaterial.
is good. The same way President Muhammadu Buhari now converted ordinary law of thought to a criminal offense. Nnamdi Kanu insulted Buhari. Yes, it's open. He called him all sorts of names. He has the reasons for calling him all sorts of names. We criticize such calling of names because he was our president. But we have a law that says, if I insult you, Dr. Abati, you take me to court. It's a civil offense. It can't be a crime that he insulted the president, and now the president now turned it to become terrorism. Now, another issue that very important, another issue that still keeps hanging on is, if you look at all the counts, the 7 counts, a lot of them will be talking about his broadcasts. Almost about 5 of the charges talk about his broadcasts. And that is why his lawyer said, how has Mayor Puffy, word of mouth, amount to terrorism? You know that when you are talking about criminal issues, you are talking about the actus reus and the mens rea, the reasons and the action. If
the mind to commit,
and then the act itself, committal of that act. Where is the committal of the act, and where is the mind to commit the act? What he did was he insulted the authorities because he possibly felt that he was not getting what he expected from the system. So these are all the issues that will come on appeal at the end of the day.
Don't let us reopen the case. All these elementary things about criminal law, let's put them aside.
Yes.
The matter has already been determined now at this stage. What is the way forward? What do you recommend?
No, but first
as counsel.
No, it's very simple.
Were you part of
No, I was not part of the legal team.
So, what do you recommend?
No, it's very simple. They will go on appeal.
Yeah.
and they have to go on appeal timeously because our law
by
says,
Monday,
our law says he has 90 days to appeal. But the legal team is up to the task, and they said they are not going to waste any time. But another thing that is important is that now that the written judgment is out, they get certified to a copy of the judgment and they begin to prepare sift through it, bring out all the grounds of appeal, and then go ahead and file the appeal. And that's all. That is the only way forward. And the next way forward is to appeal to Ndi Igbo to take it easy, that this injustice cannot stand. So there's no need trying to get agitated. There's no need trying to resort to self-help. There's no need trying to injure ourselves or injure the people, all in the name of getting angry. Because the law, yes, is an ass, but the same law will be utilized to right the wrongs that have been done against Nnamdi Kanu. I say this advisedly and without any fear of equivocation, that the federal government of Nigeria has not handled Nnamdi Kanu's matter in a judicial.
So what do you advise
with
the
justice.
Nigerian government?
The Nigerian government, if I am to advise the government, this time around, the buck now stops on the table of the CNC. The CNC has now, when he pardoned some criminals and Nigerians raised their voices, and people said, oh, why are you not pardoning Nnamdi Kanu? The handlers of the federal government, of the president said the matter is still in court. Today, the court has discharged the matter. Now, the executive can now take over and apply the prerogative of mercy. It is completely at the discretion of Mr. President. And if I'm to advise him, I'll ask him to do so and calm frayed nerves so that we will begin to limit the challenges of insecurity we have in Nigeria. It is mounting all around the country. Let us not add to the problems. It's like pouring fuel into a raging fire.